Hello everyone, and you're watching me on my channel Teacher Sneha. In this video, we are going to solve IGCSE Extended Maths Paper 2 of session February-March 2025. This is the most latest paper of IGCSE that happened this year. And this year onwards, paper 2 has become a non-calculator paper. And this was the first time when children solved paper 2 of extended mathematics as a non-calculator paper as well as the 100-mark paper. So let's explore how this paper was and let us have a solution of this paper. So I'll be scrolling down with the paper and I'll be giving step-by-step solutions to all the questions in this paper. As we scroll down, we can see the first page has a list of all the formulae that will be required to solve this paper. And here we go with the actual solution. This is question number 1. Oranges cost 220 rupees per kilogram. Work out the cost of 9 kilograms of such oranges. So simple unitary method for 220 rupees per kg. So for 9 kg will be 9 multiplied by 220 and we get a number 1980. So the cost of 9 kgs of oranges is going to be 1980. Moving further to the second question. Aryan goes on a journey. He leaves home at 11:40 and arrives at 14:18. Find out how many hours and minutes the journey took. So we need to calculate here duration of his journey. So the end point was 14:18 and he started at 11:40. So 14:18 minus 11:40 on subtraction, what we get over here is 2 hours 38 minutes. So it's 14:18 to subtract 18 and 40. We carry forward 1 hour, converted that to minutes. So total in hand we had 78 minutes. 78 minutes minus 40 minutes, we get 38. And out of remaining hours, it's 13 minus 11, it's 2 hours. So the duration of the journey was 2 hours 38 minutes. Moving further to the third question, the quadrilateral has one line of symmetry and the diagonals of the quadrilateral cross at right angles. Write down the mathematical name of the quadrilateral. Here, this quadrilateral was not given in the question paper. This image I have inserted to help you understand with the uh, explanation given here. So the examiner required you to find a quadrilateral with one line of symmetry. So this is the kite with one line of symmetry. Line KM is the first line of symmetry and the diagonals crossing at right angles. So KM and JL are the two diagonals that are crossing at right angle and the name of the quadrilateral is kite. Moving further to question number 4, you have been given an equation V is equal to 4mp square and you have to find the value of V when m is equal to 10 and p is equal to minus 3. So when we substitute the values in place of m, we substitute as 10 and in place of p, we substitute minus 3. So we get an equation 4 multiplied by 10 multiplied by minus 3 square. Minus 3 square is 9 and 4 into 10 is 40. 40 multiplied by 9, the answer here is 360. The next question says we have to work out the value of P when V is given as 3200 and M as 2. So on substituting the value V as 3200, 4, M was given as 2 and P square, we will keep it as it is. After simplifying the values, we get it as p square is equal to 3200 divided by 8, which is 400. And on taking upon the square root of 400, the answer that we obtained is 20. So value of p is 20. We will scroll down to question number 5. Write the lengths in order of size starting with the smallest. So these are the lengths that are given here. The lengths given here are in different units. So this is in meters, this is in centimeters, millimeters, and kilometers. To arrange them from smallest to largest, firstly, we need to arrange them in the same unit. So here I have chosen to convert all of these into centimeters because that's convenient as compared. Converting this to centimeters is easier as compared to converting it to any other units. So on converting, what I get here is 0.03 meters becomes 3 centimeters. 2.9 centimeters is already in centimeters, so we don't have to convert it. 32 millimeters, you will get it as 3.2 centimeters. 32 divided by 10 you will do. And 0.00002 kilometers multiplied by 10,000, I will get the answer as 2 centimeters. Now, when I will arrange them in smallest, obviously 2 centimeters is the smallest, so that has to come first. But I will not write the one which I have converted. You need to write the one value which was given by the examiner originally. So we write 0.0002 kilometers as the first value. That's the smallest value. Then 2.9 centimeter. Then 0.03 meters, which was 3 centimeters. And post that 3.2 centimeters, that is 32 millimeters. So here we arrange the lens starting from smallest to largest. Moving further to the next question, question number 6, we have been given a trapezium and we have to work out the area of the trapezium. So area of trapezium, the formula is sum of parallel sides multiplied by height. This divides by 2. So sum of parallel sides here 15 and 9 centimeters. These sides are parallel sides. So I add 15 plus 9 multiplied by 8 divide by 2. So 15 plus 9 we get an answer of 24. 24 into 8 divide by 2. On simplifying we get an answer 96. So this trapezium's area is 96 centimeters square. Moving further to question number 7. Here in question 7, you have been given an inequality which is already represented on the number line. You need to write that inequality. So values of x here are greater than minus 3 and they are less than or equal to 4. We write less than or equal to 4 because we see the circle over here is dark. So we have to write less than or equal to 4. Whereas here the circle is not dark, it's just a hollow circle. So we write it is greater than x. Moving further to question number 8. In question number 8, it's a probability question. Priyanka plays a game in which she can win, lose, or draw. The table shows the probability of her winning or losing a game. So the win probability is 0.3, lose probability is 0.25, and draw probability is not given. So as we know that the all of the probabilities will add up to 1. So the probability of draw is going to be 1 minus the other two values. So that's 0.3 plus 0.25. On subtracting, the answer that I get is 0.45. So the probability of draw or drawing a game is 0.45. Now, Priyanka plays this game 120 times. Work out the expected number she wins. So, we know that the win probability is 0.3 and she plays the game 120 times. So, 0.3 multiplied by 120, you get the answer as 36. How did we do this? How I get 3 into 12? I simply move the decimal by one place. So, it is 3 multiplied by 12 and answer is 36. Moving further to question number 9, you have been given an equation, and again in that by you have to estimate the value by rounding off all of these number to one significant figure. So 1.95, if we round off to the next significant figure, it is 2 because 2 is the next whole number and 2 is one significant figure. 9.92 we will round off to 10 because 10 we will give us one significant figure, and the denominator will get rounded off to 8, which is again one significant figure. On simplifying, what I get here is 200 divided by 8, which is 25, and square root of 25. The estimated answer for this is 5. So I get an answer D is equal to 5 in question number 9. I scroll down further to question 10. You have been given an image which is formed by joining three polygons, polygon A, B, and C. Three regular polygons A, B, C join at a point. Interior angles of these polygons are in the ratio A is to B is to C, that is 3 is to 4 is to 5. We have to show that polygon C has twice the number of sides as polygon B. Firstly, if you will look closely, A, B, C are angles around the point. This A, B, and C. So angles around the point add up to 360. So the measures of these angles, 3x plus 4x plus 5x, will add up to 360. So on solving the equation, we get 12x is equal to 360. That gives me an answer, x is equal to 30. Now what I will do is I will find out the interior angles of each of the polygon. See here, you can see it has interior angle of 5x measurement. So x value we obtained as 30. 5 multiplied by 30. The interior angle of polygon C is 150. So since interior angle is 150, the exterior angle is going to be 180 minus 150, because we know that interior and exterior angle will always add up to 180. So you get an exterior angle of 30. Number of sides of C we work out here by doing 360 divided by 30, which gives us that the polygon C will have 12 sides. How do we get this? We use this formula over here, that number of sides of any polygon is equal to 360 divided by exterior angle, always for all polygons. We will follow the same method for polygon B. So to work out interior angle for polygon B, x value is 30 and interior angle is 4x. So 4 multiplied by 30 is going to give you 120 as interior angle. So exterior angle will be 180 minus 120, that's 60. And number of sides are going to be 360 divided by 60, which is equal to 6 sides. And now we clearly see over here for polygon C, the answer was 12 sides, and polygon B over here has answer of 6 sides. So this proves us that polygon C has twice the number of sides as polygon B. So this is how we solve this question. Moving further to the next question, question number 11. It's a graph question. A company sells items either on the website or in shops, and the bar graph represents the information given below. The composite bar chart shows percentage of sales on the website in the shops for January, February, and March. Looking further to the questions given, in April, 17 upon 20 of the company's sales were on the website. We have to put this up on the grid. So 17 upon 20, if you will see, the grid has the highest number as 100. So we convert that fraction by converting the denominator to 100. We get that as 85 upon 100. That means 85% of the sales happened on the website and the other one in the shop. So putting that up on the graph, what we get the information over here as, we put this 85 here on the website number, and then the further number is the sales on the shop. I have chosen here a different color to shade the estimated region, because these three were already plotted and this is the newly one which you had to plot it on the provided graph. Moving further to the next question. In February, the company had sales of $3.5 million. Work out the value of sales in shop in February. From the graph, the number that we obtain for the sales in shop, so the website number is 60. So obviously the remaining numbers are the sales in the shop, which are 40. So 40% of the sales happened on the shop. So it's 40 multiplied by 100 into 350. On simplifying, you get the answer as 140 millions. So the sales that happened in February in shop are 140 millions. Moving ahead with the C part of this question, in which it says in May the company had sales of $6 million and in June it increased to 7.5 million. You need to find out the percentage increase. We calculate the increase in percentage first. So that's 7.5 minus 6. You get an answer of 1.5. And to calculate percentage increase, you do the increased value upon the original value. So 1.5 divided by 6 multiplied by 100 gives you an answer of 1 upon 4 into 100. That's 25%. So the percentage increase from May to June is 25%. Moving further to the D part of this question, which says in 2024, the company had total sales of $52 million, which was the increase of 30% of the total sales in 2023. So we have to work out the total sales in 2023. It is an example of a reverse percentage question. And the best way to solve a reverse percentage question is using a unitary method. So if we compare the sales in 2023 and 2024, it says that in 2024, the sales had increased by 30%. So if we assume that in 2023, the start sales were 100, 30% increase means 130. But instead of 130, the number of sales in 2024 is 52. So what number we started with in 2023? So that becomes an X. And on cross multiplying, what we get here is 100 multiplied by 52 divided by 130. And on simplifying, we cut the zeros and zeros, and then 13 divides 52. You get the number 4. So 10 multiplied by 4, the answer is 40 million. So at the start of 2023, the sales were 40 millions, which increased further to 52 million. Moving further to question number 12, you had been given an algebraic fraction, which you need to simplify and write it as the simplest form. Here you see the denominator of the three fractions is different. One is 4, the other one is 8, and the next one is 12. We need to equalize the denominator, and for equalizing the denominator, we need to take an LCM of the denominator. So 4, 8, and 12, the LCM would be 24. Hence, we will be converting all of these denominators to 24. So 4 multiplied by 6 will give me 24, and thus I multiply the numerator also with 6. So instead of x, we get a 6x. Same way here, 8 multiplies 3 to give you 24, and the numerator also multiplies with 3 and gives us the answer of 9x. In the last fraction, 12 multiplies 2 to give us 24, and then the numerator also multiplies with 2 and you get a number 2x plus 4. When you simplify all of these numerators, you get an answer of 13x minus 4, which is your final answer for this fraction in the simplest form. Question number 12b, it's a factorized question wherein you have been given an expression to factorize. In the last two terms of this expression, if we take out y as a common factor, what we get in the bracket is a plus 4y. And here a plus 4y is already there in one of the brackets. And on taking upon a plus 4y as a common factor, what we get in the other bracket is these two remaining terms, that is 3x minus y. So the complete factorization of this term is a plus 4y in one bracket and 3x minus y in the other bracket. From here, we move further to question number 13, in which we have been given a diagram of a cylinder, and it says the diagram shows a cylinder with radius r and the height is 16 centimeter. The sphere, another sphere, has a radius of 3 centimeter. The volume of the cylinder is equal to the volume of sphere. We have to find out the value of r, that is radius for the cylinder. As per the given information, volume of sphere is equal to volume of cylinder. So I write the formula for volume of sphere, which is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. And the given information here is sphere radius is 3 centimeters. So I have just used a capital R here to write the radius for sphere, whereas the radius for cylinder is given as small r in this diagram here. And cylinder formula is pi r square h. Now we will simplify both the sides to remove pi. And on simplifying for pi, what we get is 4 upon 3 multiplied by r multiplied by r multiplied by r. That is 3 times the radius of the sphere. And on the other side, you get r multiplied by r into 16. On substituting the values, you get 4 upon 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 multiplied by r square into 16. We further simplify to get the value of r square. Here the 3 and 3 will cancel out from the denominator and numerator. and the other 2 3 multiplies to give an answer of 9. So 4 multiplied by 9 divided by 16 is the value for r square. From r square, when you deduce the value of r, you have to take square root of each term. So r here will be square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 16 is 4. So 2 multiplied by 3 divided by 4. So our value comes out as 1.5 centimeters. You can keep it as 1.5 centimeters, or you can also write your answer as 3 upon 2, the fraction in its simplest form. Here we solve question number 13. Moving further to question number 14. It's a circle theorem question in which you have been given a diagram. A, B, C, D, E are the points that lie on a circle. F, G is the tangent to the circle. Angle BAD is given as 110. ADB is given as 20. And BEC is given as 45. What you need to further calculate is angle BCD. This, and this angle BCD you need to work out, which I have worked out as 70 degrees. And the reason for that we have to mention, if you will notice closely in this figure, ABCD, it's a cyclic quadrilateral, and this 110 degrees angle and this angle are opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, which add up to 180. So 180 minus the given angle 110, that is BAD, you get an answer of 70 degrees. So opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral sum up to 180. Then the further information, we have to work out angle DBC, which is angle DBC here. We need to work out this angle. Now, if you will notice closely, we have already marked 70 degree as this angle DCB, and this particular angle on top we need to work out so that we get two angles out of the three angles in a triangle. So this 45-degree angle and this angle BDC are in the same arc. So their measures are going to be same. So if this is 45, this is also 45 because they are angles in the same arc. And on subtracting the two angles that we obtained from 180, we get the answer as 65. So angle DBC is 65 degrees. Then the next angle that you have to work out is angle DCG, which is this angle DCG. And to work this angle here, we use the property of alternate segment. And using the property of alternate segment, if DBC was 65 degrees, the DCG angle is also 65. Moving further to question number 15. Point A has coordinates minus 4, comma 1, and vector BA is given as negative 5 and negative 12. Find the coordinates of point B. So to work out coordinates of point B, if we subtract the vector coordinates, so minus 4 minus 5 will result into answer 1, and 1 minus 12 will result into answer 13. So the coordinates of point B, the x coordinate answer is 1 and the y coordinate answer is 13. Point C has coordinates 5, comma minus 2. You have to work out the vector CA. So to work out vector CA, you have been already given the coordinates of A as minus 4 and 1. So minus 4 and the coordinates of C, which are given as 5. So minus 4 minus 5 will give you an answer minus 9. And y coordinate was 1. So 1 minus 2 will give you an answer of 3. So the vector coordinates of vector CA are minus 9, comma 3. Moving further with the other question, it says that vector EF is 3 times vector BA. You need to find out the magnitude of vector EF. So coordinates for BA were given as minus 5, comma minus 12. We substitute those values here in the formula by doing minus 5 square plus minus 12 square. On simplifying this, you get a number 3 root 169, and the square root of 169 is 13. So 3 times 13, the final answer is 39. So magnitude of vector EF is 39. Moving further to question number 16, it's a stem and leaf diagram that is given and its mass of 13 packets. You have to work out, the first question says you have to work out the interquartile range. To work out interquartile range, first we need to arrange the given data in an ascending order. So starting from the first number, that is 31, to the last number 54, I have already arranged the data here in the ascending order. To work out interquartile range, what we need first is we first need the median, which is the central value. And since there are 13 packets here, the center number here is the median, which is 43. After we get median as 43, these are the values on the left hand side, and from these values we are going to work out our lower quartile, and from the values which are on the higher side we are going to work out the upper quartile. So to work out lower quartile, we need to take the median of these numbers here. So here we have altogether 6 outcomes, and the median of 6 outcomes will be the central 2 outcomes divided by 2. That is 38 plus 40 divided by 2. We get an answer for lower quartile as 39. An answer for upper quartile, the central 2 numbers over here are 51 and 52, and the average of theirs is 51.5. So the value for upper quartile is 51.5 and lower quartile is 39. The difference between the two values is the interquartile range. So 51.5 minus 39 will give you an answer 12.5 as an interquartile range. Moving further to the B part of this question, which says 2 of these packets are chosen at random. Find the probability that one packet has a mass more than 50 and the other packet has mass less than 50. So probability of getting the packet more than 50, if for the probability of more than 50, there are 4 numbers that are more than 50. So probability of obtaining more than 50 is 4 upon 13. And less than 50 will be obviously when the one packet is removed, it is 9 upon 12. So these are your two probabilities. And then these two probabilities you can obtain in either order. Like first you get less than 50 and then you get more than 50. So we have to overall multiply the probabilities by 2. And on simplifying these fractions, you get a fraction as 72 upon 56. And always the probability fractions, we express them in the simplest form. So 72 divided by 156 in its simplest form is the fraction 6 upon 13. So when you simplify the fraction, your final answer for probability is 6 divided by 13 or 6 upon 13. Moving further, the next question number 17, you have been given a recurring decimal 0.28 and you have to add that with the fraction 5 upon 9. Firstly, we will have to convert this recurring decimal to a fraction. So we convert the recurring decimal to the fraction. This is the method that I have used here. So we assume the fraction as 0.28 and then we convert it to 10x. We will write it as 2.8. Then 100x will become 28.8. And now the recurring fraction that we obtain here, we obtain by subtracting 100x minus 10x, which gives us an answer of 26. So x value comes as 26 divided by 90. So 0.28 as a recurring decimal converted to a fraction as 26 upon 90. Now we will be using this number 26 upon 90 to put up in the given question here. So it is 5 upon 9 plus 26 upon 90. By making the denominator same, you write 50 upon 90 plus 26 upon 90. And the further answer you get it as 76 upon 90. On simplifying, you get the fraction 38 upon 45. This is your answer for question number 17. Moving further to question number 18. You have been given a quadrilateral ACDE and it is formed by two right angle triangles ABE and BCD. You have to calculate and show that the CD is equal to 10 centimeters. Now we can work out CD only when we know the value of BC, and then we can use the Pythagoras theorem to work out BC. Now, how will we know BC? We can work out BC only when we know the value of AB. And we can work out value of AB by using the cos formula here. So cos 60 will be AB upon the hypotenuse here, which is 18. And on simplifying, we get the answer for AB as cos 60 multiplied by 18. Now cos 60, the answer is half or 0.5. 0.5 of 18, AB answer comes as 9 centimeter. So now if AB is 9 centimeter, BC is going to be 17 minus 9. You get that answer for BC as 8 centimeters. And now using Pythagoras theorem, you get CD square is equal to 6 square plus 8 square, which is 100. So CD is equal to 10 centimeters. This is your solution for part 1 of this question. Moving further to part B of this question, you have to work out the perimeter of the quadrilateral. To work out the perimeter of the quadrilateral, firstly, you need to work out the length of this particular side EB. And the length of this side you can work out again by using Pythagoras theorem. Now in this right angle triangle A, B and E, AE is hypotenuse, which is 18, and AB we recently worked out as 9 centimeters in first part of this question. So AB is 9 centimeter. On substituting these values, EB square, we get it as hypotenuse square minus the other side, that is 9 square, which is 324 minus 81, which is 243. And on simplifying, we get the answer as 9 square root 3 is the answer for EB. Now to get the perimeter of all of these sides, we add all the given sides here. That is 18 plus 17 plus 10 plus 9 root 3, which we obtain for AB. So it's 18 plus 17 plus 10 that we obtain. And this whole thing is 9 root 3. And this 6 centimeter part is going to be covered inside the quadrilateral. It's not the part of the perimeter. So we have to subtract 6. So 9 square root 3 minus 6. And on simplifying this, the number that you get for perimeter is 39 plus 9 square root 3. This is the answer for perimeter of this quadrilateral. Moving further to question number 19, we have been given a Venn diagram and we have to shade the region which is A union B union C dash, means the region which is apart from union of A, B and C. So this is the region for union of A, B and C, and the region excluded is the region outside. So I have shaded the region outside. Moving further to question number 20, you have to simplify the surds. So square root of 300 plus square root of 48. On factorizing, we get it as 10 square root 3 plus 4 square root 3. 48 is simplified as 16 times 3 and 300 is simplified as 10 times 3. And on simplifying further, we get the answer 14 square root 3. Rationalize the denominator and simplify. So the third given here is 9 upon 2 plus root 7. Now to rationalize the denominator, we will multiply the entire numerator and denominator with 2 minus square root 7, the opposite of what is already given in the denominator, so that we can use the formula a plus b, a minus b, which gives us a square minus b square. So considering 2 as a and b as square root 7, the numbers that we get on simplifying here in the denominator are 4 minus 7, which results into minus 3, and numerator multiplies to give you an answer 18 minus 9 root 7. Now here, this denominator of minus 3, I have split into the two parts of the numerator. So it's 18 upon minus 3 minus 9 square root 7 upon minus 3. And on simplifying, you get 18 minus 3. 18 divided by minus 3, you get it as minus 6. plus here 9 and minus 3 divide and you get an answer 3 root 7. Further, you can factorize, take the 3 as a common factor here, and what is left out in the bracket is the uncommon factors of square root 7 minus 2. So this is your fully simplified answer for rationalizing the denominator and simplify. Moving further to the next question. Write down the coordinates of the point where the graph y is equal to 5x minus 3 crosses y-axis. So line where it crosses y-axis is the y-intercept. So we can see here y-intercept is minus 3. So coordinate of y are minus 3 and coordinate of x will be 0. B part of this question has 2 points given A and B, and we have to work out the equation of the perpendicular bisector of line AB. We assume the first point as x1, y1 and the next as x2, y2. Using the formula for gradient, the gradient formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. On substituting the values 15 minus 7 divided by 5 minus 1, the gradient answer here comes as 2. Now, after we get the gradient for the original line as 2, the gradient for the perpendicular line is reciprocal and negative. So, minus 1 upon 2 is the gradient that we obtain for the perpendicular line. Now, since it's a perpendicular bisector, we also need to know the midpoint of the two given points, that is A and B. So, the midpoint we will work out using the midpoint formula. So, add x coordinates, divide by 2, add y coordinates, divide by 2. The midpoint here is 3 and 11. So x coordinate of midpoint is 3, y coordinate is 11. And the line, the newly perpendicular bisector line is going to pass through this line because since it's a bisector, it will pass through the midpoint. So we write down the equation of the line y is equal to mx plus c. In this line, we replace y as 11 of the midpoint value and x is replaced with 3 so that we work out the y-intercept of this line. On simplifying, we get 11 minus 1.5 plus c minus 1.5. When it will move to the other side, it will become 12.5. So the answer for the c or the y-intercept of this line is 12.5. You can also write it as a fraction as 25 upon 2. Using these values of the newly formed gradient as negative 1 upon 2 and the y-intercept as 12.5, we get the equation of the line as minus 1 upon 2 plus 25 upon 2. So the equation of the line y is equal to half negative half x plus 25 upon 2, or you can write it as negative 0.5x plus 12.5. You can write the equation in both the possible ways. We move further to the next question, question number 22. A curve has an equation y is equal to x cube plus x square minus x. The curve has a stationary point at 1 upon 3, comma, minus 5 upon 27. You have to find out the coordinates of the other stationary point. To work out the coordinates of the other stationary point, first we need to find out the derivative of the equation. So dy upon dx, you get it as 3x square because the highest power here is 3. So 3x square. The next power is 2. So 2x minus 1. On factorizing this equation 3x square plus 2x minus 1, the two brackets that I will get upon factorization are 3x minus 1 and x plus 1. That means 3x minus 1 is either equal to 0 or x plus 1 is either equal to 0. If I take 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, I get an x answer of 1 upon 3, which is given as the coordinate of first stationary point here in the question by the examiner. So the other set of equation which is left with us is x plus 1 is equal to 0. So the coordinate of the other stationary point of x will be x is equal to minus 1. This plus 1 moves to the other side. It will become minus 1. So the other stationary point's x coordinate is -1. Now to obtain the coordinate of y, we need to substitute -1 in the given equation, which is x cube plus x square minus x. And when I substitute, I get it as -1 cube plus -1 square minus -1. And on simplifying, you get y answer as 1. So the coordinates of the other stationary point, the x coordinate is -1 and y coordinate is 1. We move further to the further part of this question, which says by sketching the graph for y is equal to x cube plus x square minus x, determine whether the stationary point 1 upon 3 comma minus 5 upon 27 is maximum or minimum. Firstly, we need to sketch the graph. How are we going to do that? So we need to understand that the stationary point is also called as the turning point. So y equation is given as x cube plus x square minus x. If we take the x term common here, what we get is x square plus x minus 1. And when y is equal to 0, the x value is also 0. So the x value 0, y value 0 here in the origin as well as in the x coordinate and y coordinate. And when we pass through these given points, the first value of the x coordinate is 1 upon 3, which is in the first quadrant, and the next value of minus 5 upon 27, which is in the third quadrant. So possible way the graph would move is from the first quadrant to the third quadrant, passing from the three values of x, that is x is equal to 0 in first quadrant, x is equal to 0 here on the other side, and then from the origin. So this is how your graph will move. And the two turning points, the first turning point -1 comma 1, this is going to be here, and the next turning point is going to be here, 1 upon 3 comma minus 5 upon 27. Now, if you clearly observe, they are asking us to work out whether this is a maximum or a minimum. If I will see if I will observe this graph closely, I get to know that this is where the values are going up. That means these values are the maximum, whereas this is on the lower side. That means 1 upon 3 comma minus 5 upon 27. The values are minimum here. So I write the answer as minimum. Moving further to the next part of this question, the equation x power 3 plus x square minus x is equal to k was equal to y, now is equal to k, has fewer than 3 solutions. We need to work out the possible values of k. So possible values of k, the first y value is equal to 1. Now, if we plot these values here, I have taken the graph which I had sketched here on top. I have just taken a replica of it to understand it. So that there are two turning points and three possible values of x. Now, if you will closely observe the values of y here you can see there are three values of y, and here also there are three values of y. We need fewer solutions, means there are 2 or 1 values, where if you see when the graph is going up, the y values are only 2. And here when the graph is coming down, the y values are only 2. So moving with the graph where you take x values which are greater than 1 here in this point. If in this turning point when y was equal to 1, when you move the graph ahead, you get only two values, means less than three solutions you're getting when the graph is moving up. So the k values have to be greater than or equal to 1. At the same time, when you go from the minimum point, the turning point, when you go below, there are other values of y which are less than 3 solutions, which are giving you less than 3 solutions. So the second part of this equation is k values which are lesser than or equal to -5 upon 27. So the two possible values you get is k is greater than or equal to 1 and k is lesser than or equal to -5 upon 27. moving further to the next question and the last question of this paper. Question number 23. You have been given an indices question wherein you have to simplify x square upon 4, and this whole thing is power of 3 upon 2. On simplifying the indices, it is x power 2 into 3 upon 2, 4 root of 4 to the power of 3, because power in the denominator means the root. So root of 4 power of 3. On simplifying, you will cancel this 2 and 2. So it is x power 3. Square root of 4 is 2 and 2 power 3. The answer is 8. So final answer here is x power 3 divided by 8. Further part of this question, you have been given an equation and you have to work out the value of x using the laws of indices. When we apply laws of indices, we need all of the bases same. So here the base is 16, here base is 1 upon 2, and here the base is 4. We will convert all of this to the power of 2. Means we will make all the bases as 2. So 16 to the power of x, I can write it as 2 power 4x, because 16 is written as 2 power 4. 1 upon 2 power x will be written as 2 power minus x is equal to 4 can be written as 2 power 2 and then x plus 3. When the bases are same, we apply the law of indices. Here, these two powers will get added. So it's 4x minus x is equal to 2x plus 6. We simplify the brackets and you get the number as 2x plus 6. So 4x minus x gives you an answer 3x. This 2x from the other side will subtract. So 3x minus 2x is equal to 6. So final answer here is x is equal to 6. So on simplifying this indices, you get the final answer as 6. And here it is the end of paper for FM 25. Paper 2, this paper ended here with this indices question. So we have solved the entire paper 2 for February-March 2025 session of IGCSE. Hope you have understood all of these questions and their explanation. If you have any further doubt with any of this question, please do mention that in the comment section of this video. Let me know how do you find out this explanation, and please provide your feedback in the comment section of this video. And soon I will be uploading the February-March 2025 paper 4 solutions as well. And let me know which are the topics in IGCSE mathematics which you want me to post more videos on. I'll be definitely posting more videos on those topics. So do let me know your opinions in the comment section of this video. If you like this video and if you found this explanation helpful, don't give don't forget to give me a thumbs up for this video, and like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please do not forget that. These are small act of kindness, but it makes a really big difference to us. Thank you so much for watching and wish you all the very best for your IGCSE exams. Bye bye.